Hi everyone. I am really sorry that I am not there with you. I'm sure that you have lots of fun in Cyprus, but unfortunately I have a very strict and busy schedule in these days, so I couldn't be there. I hope that I can join you in next ICORP in 2024. First of all, I would like to thank all of the organizers, especially Kate and Liz. So they are not just my colleagues, but also good friends. We have already started a collaboration with them, and we have a lot of plan for future. We have actually already published a paper with Liz, and then we will publish more in soon. So who am I? I will start for a little introduction of myself. I'm an associated professor from Burdur Mehmet Akif Ersoy University, Department of Anthropology. I and my colleague, Dr. Alper Yener Yavuz, have a huge collection of skeletal material from all of the Anatolia. We are team member of around 30 different archaeological sites, and we work not just human, but also animal remains as well. So we have skeletal material from Neolithic to Ottoman period from different Anatolian archaeological sites. So, I mean, if you or maybe one of your students need a skeletal material from Anatolia in different time spans, please don't hesitate to write me. Then we can look what we can do for you. You can see my email address on the screen at the moment. I will start with a quick introduction of the co-authors of this publication, this study. So the excavation is conducted by Karaman Museum, and the museum director is Ercan Er, and Alpago Göksenin Güzel is also archaeologist and the field expert of this excavation. So İlker Mete Mimiroğlu is the scientific supervisor of this excavation from Necmettin Erbakan University, Konya, and I and Alper Yener Yavuz are the team members as anthropologists of this excavation sites in Karaman, Ermenek. So today I want to talk about two ancient sites from Central Anatolia. They are Philadelphia and Sbide. You can see in the left part of the map. Actually, when you look at the map on the right side and the Turkey map, you can you clearly see that the site is near to the Mediterranean coastal. You may think about it, so you are right. But the thing is that the Karaman province is a part of Central Anatolia in respect of political borders of Turkey. So that's why I called Central Anatolian sites. The preliminary excavation was conducted in 2015 by Karaman Museum again. Actually, it was like a cleaning procedure more than an excavation. They didn't excavate lots, just to clean the area because of the vegetation. And they found some graves during this fieldwork, and then we already published a paper about the results of this skeletal material from these graves. I don't want to talk about detail about this material because it's already published and you can just download from Bulletin of International Association of Paleontology and read if you're interested in the material. So in 2020, the museum started a real excavation in the site. In 2020 and 2021, they found a lot of rock tombs in the area, and we brought 90 boxes of human skeletal remains to our lab. The material is commingled and also affected by illegal excavation, unfortunately, but the good thing is the preservation is great and the most of the material in a good condition. So in this picture you can see a picture of a Philadelphian site. The both sites, Philadelphia and Sbide, are hillside areas which covered by rocky slopes. For the both sites, preliminary results indicate that the graves were used both Roman and Byzantine periods. Archaeologists are working on the material finds to date the graves more precisely, and we will also provide some radiocarbon dates for very important skeletal material in near future. And this is another picture of the Philadelphia. You can see lots of rock tombs. And this is a sarcophagus with some very fancy statues on it. So what we have, actually we didn't conduct a detailed analysis yet, because beside 90 boxes which we already brought to the lab, we have around 40 boxes material in the site, and we will take it very soon. After we work on all the material, then we will start to do analysis. But of course we did some fundamental analysis like sex determination of age estimation. We also took apart the paleopathological examples and put some other places, and then we will look at them, but we didn't start to work on them yet, as I talked before. So in Philadelphia we have 223 adults and 105 sub-adults in total. Since the materials are commingled, we calculated the minimum number of individuals, as you can understand. So in Philadelphia, we could determine the sex of the individuals around 90% of total individuals, and about the age, we could just estimate the age of around the 40% of total individuals, because of the materials are generally commingled. So I don't want to comment the results, because we will bring some new materials and then we will work on them. After we finish of the analysis of all of the material, then we can discuss the longevity and life patterns of the people in the area. So let's look at some interesting cases of the area. We have lots of interesting lesions of the both sides, and I will show you some of them. So of course we just took apart the material and put some other places, and then we didn't make a detailed analysis of them. So in some point, if you have suggestions or recommendations about the pathological lesions, or maybe if you have some idea about collaboration for a pathology publication or paper, please let me know and send me an email, and then we can think about it. So here we have metacarpal, so I think there is a trauma on the midshaft and some osteophytes on it, bone formations. This is another part of fibula with bone formations again. Another example with bone formations on it, possibly because of an infection. And this is a proximal part of tibia with deformation and bone formation on the proximal part, and distal part of femur. You can see the aberration on it because of the osteoarteries. And here tibia and fibula is possibly joined together because of a trauma. And another example of trauma on the midshaft of the tibia. And here you can see the fusion of two costa. This kind of patterns could be seen after a trauma, or when I made a quick literature search, I saw that it could be also congenital. So, of course, the vertebral lesions are very common in ancient sites. Here you can see the fusion of two vertebra. Another example from different angles. Fusion of cervical vertebrae. This is the example of parietal thinning. You can clearly see the depression on the parietal lateral sides, and also very well formed depression on the mid shaft of the skull. This is another example, also parietal thinning we can see on it. So these are from Philadelphia. Let's go to the Sbide. What we have, Sbide. This is also a nice example of sarcophagus. So in Sbide we have 297 adult and 151 subadults. So we could determine the sex of around 90% of total individual in the area, and we could determine the age of death of the around 70% of the individual, again of total individual number. So again, let's see about the pathologies of the Sbide. We have a phalanx with bone formation. We have a phalanx again with abornation. This is a very interesting example. Two metacarpals were fused together. And this is a periostid example. This is a distal part of tibia. There's bone formation osteophytes, as you can see, and we have a couple of examples like that. So we should think about why this kind of things happen on the distal side of tibia. So this is a fibula. There are also bone formation on both proximal and distal sides. So again, bone formation on it. Again, a fibula with deformation. Another example, a trauma. Again, very well formed trauma. So we have lots of aberrations on the proximal parts of different femurs from Sbide. This is one example. Another one. Another one. And another one. This is very well formed again. Another one. This is a very good example of trauma of femur. Another little trauma on the proximal part of the femur. This is again a different kind of trauma, lesion. So another deformity on the distal part of femur. You can see that one condyle is higher than the other one, probably a congenital, and this is a very bad affected deformation of the proximal part of femur. So we also different kind of sacrums. We have a sacralization and the lumbalizations again. Another example. Two lumbars were fused together and then fused with sacrum. Again, vertebral disorders, fusions. You can see the very bad example of hernia on this case and the right one. Again, deformed vertebrae at two costa with trauma lesions. A distal part of humerus with bone formation. Again, another distal part of humerus with bone formation on both sides. Very well trauma of a distal humerus. Again, a very interesting problem on the distal part of humerus, possibly resulted of a trauma and an infection, I think. And of course, different kind of clavicular traumas again. And besides of these pathologies, we also look for the toponymies, and a lot of bones from the Sbide has this kind of bite marks, and I made a quick literature search, and then I think that it was made by porcupines, because the nature and the size of the bite marks is correspond with the porcupines. There are some articles, and we also think about write an article about it. So the last one is the best one. So I will show you a trepanation example from the site. This is the grave which our trepanation example comes from, and this is the grave. You see lots of materials coming out. Again, see lots of individual in this same. So this is our example. As you can see, the occipital part, there is a lesion. We think that it's trepanation. We made some literature search, and we also took CT scan of the material. You can see clearly here the healing procedure as well. So it's a very nice example. We will take radiocarbon dates from this example, and then we have already started to write an article about it with Elizabeth. So I am sure that you will see the results as soon as we finish the paper. This is the last example which I want to see you. So again, I am sorry to not be with you in there, but I hope that we can meet in next iCorp. So I welcome all of you to our lab. Please come to the Ancient Anatolia and discover the pathologies and other interesting bioarchaeological things all together. If you have idea about it, please write me a mail, and then we can discuss it all together. Thank you very much for attendance.